The day I returned to the States and attended a college reunion, I inevitably ran into my childhood sweetheart and former love, Carter. After 2 years, he hadn't changed a bit. He was always the center of attention wherever he went. I was about to go over and say hello when I overheard his friends gossiping about me, Carter, the guys, and I made a bet. That Vance girl who's so desperately in love with you, the first thing she'll do when she gets back is come crawling to you, begging to get back together. Man, you have the best luck. All these women constantly orbiting you. What's the saying? You've got 8 slices of cake. You can divvy them up however you want. Carter noticed me walking toward him through the crowd. He smirked and said, "Don't worry, Vivian can't live without me. Didn't she just obediently come back to the States just for me?" I walked right up to him and ruthlessly shattered his arrogant delusion. "Who said I came back for you? I came back because my family arranged my engagement party here. I'm getting married, Carter. Regardless of everything, thank you for keeping me company all those years. Even though I genuinely wish I could erase every single day I spent with you." My words wiped the smiles off everyone's faces. Carter's face turned especially dark. "Vivian, watch what you say in public. Stop throwing a tantrum. What engagement? Are you just trying to make me mad the second you get back? I know I made mistakes before, but you know Sarah and I are just friends. I haven't even seen her since you went abroad." "Yeah, exactly. Vivian, I can vouch for him. Carter really cares about you. Honestly, he hasn't been doing great these past few years while you were gone." Carter's friends scrambled to smooth things over. If this were 2 years ago, seeing Carter try so hard to explain himself, I probably would have nodded with tears in my eyes and forgiven him instantly. But our relationship ended long before I ever left the country. It doesn't matter. Who you see and where you meet them has absolutely nothing to do with me anymore. Oh, right. You actually know the guy I'm engaged to. You two probably haven't seen each other in a long time. Who? What? I'm asking you who you're marrying. Ethan Sterling. I looked at Carter's expression of sheer disbelief, thinking about how our relationship devolved to this point. Perhaps it was fundamentally flawed from the very beginning. When I was little, the Vance, Hayes, and Sterling families were all very close. So, I had known Carter Hayes and Ethan Sterling since childhood. I was always a sickly child, so those two were incredibly attentive and protective of me. Thanks to them, I rarely encountered any real danger or hardship. But that kind of good luck doesn't last forever. When I was in middle school, I was kidnapped by thugs hired by a rival corporation. Because I was the only daughter of the Vance family, my ransom value was incredibly high. The kidnappers used me as leverage to extort highly classified documents from my parents. I don't know if it was a blessing or a curse, but while waiting to be rescued, I was so terrified that I passed out. I drifted in and out of consciousness. Because I was blindfolded, my hearing became hypersensitive. I heard a familiar voice arguing with the kidnappers. Then, the owner of that voice walked over to me and held me gently in his arms. He kept whispering to me, telling me not to be afraid, that everything was going to be okay. Feeling safe, I drifted back into a deep sleep. When I woke up, I was lying in a hospital bed, and Carter was asleep next to my bed, holding my hand. Later, my parents told me that Carter was the one who got me out. Carter also told me stories of how he bravely negotiated with the kidnappers to rescue me unharmed. From that moment on, I devoted all my attention and affection to Carter. I never bothered to investigate why Ethan,